A very warm welcome to you all. It's just under 8 o'clock here in the UK, and we're going to look at the four hands that you tackled this evening. Again, all on declare replay. If you have any questions or comments on any of the hands, then please do send them to the table. We love to see them, and I'll do my very best to answer them. Send them to the table. Everybody can see what the question is, and then I'll do my best. Okay, so the very first hand that you tackle tonight is on your screen, and the auction was a competitive one, so we will give you the auction. It was one club, one spade over call, south bit of no trump, and north raises to three no trumps. Like all good partners, especially when they've got nothing better, West is going to lead a spade. So the lead six of spades, top of the doubleton. And let's have a look what Declarer's got. Well, Declarer's got four club tricks, probably two heart tricks, because the king of hearts is likely to be with the hand that's overcalled, but by no means certain. Two spade tricks. So we've got four club tricks, two spade tricks. One heart trick is at least, and we can make a couple of diamond tricks if we knock out the ace and the king. So what do we do at trick one? Do we go up with the jack, or do we play low, or what do we do? Well, we're going to make two spade tricks come what may, but best defense will defeat us if we, let's see what happens if we go up with the natural thing. East doesn't cover it. Now, Declarer can cash the clubs if he likes, but sooner or later he's going to have to play on diamonds. So he plays on the diamond. Now you can see what's going to happen. Doesn't matter whether he plays the queen or the small one now. East will simply cover what he plays, and East has still got the king of diamonds. Won't help West to duck this one. We'll just play another one. And what has Declarer got? Well, he's made two spade tricks, and he's got four club tricks, he's six, and he can make the ace of hearts his seven, but he can't get any higher without losing the lead. And when he loses the lead, he's going to go down, because if he loses a heart, for example, then East will cash two more spades. And if he loses a diamond, East will cash two more spades. So that approach will not work. Let's put it back to the table again. This time we'll just bid three no trumps myself. We know that East has overcalled in spades, so we're still going to get the same spade lead. Now the secret is to duck the first one. Duck it in hand as well. And the table I was watching, Declarer played the ace of spades at this point, and we're still going to go down, or at least should have gone down, because what happened is that she played a diamond, and West, who should have jumped up with his ace and played another spade, didn't. And now East made the diamond, but he couldn't tackle the spades anymore. We can play king and another spade, but he's got no entry in time. So Declarer should play small on here. And the difference is now, I mean, it doesn't really matter what East switches to. He can't play a spade. That will give Declarer two spade tricks anyway. But Declarer's got two spades. But even if he plays a spade, when partner comes in with the ace of diamonds, he can't play another one. And if we play a diamond now, well, that's sitting into Declarer's hand. Partner wins the ace, and plays another spade. Declarer has still got the suit stopped. He's got time to knock out the other diamond. And, well, how many clips has Declarer got now? He's already taken 3 tricks. Declarer's already taken 1 trick and the ace of spades, that's 2 tricks. What's going to happen? He's got 4 more club tricks and he's got 2 heart tricks and he's still got another spade. So doesn't matter what, let's say he plays another spade. Taken 2 tricks, 4 more club tricks is 6, 2 more diamonds is 8, and the ace of hearts will make 9. And we will claim our 9 tricks. So the secret here was to duck as declarer in both hands. It doesn't matter what East continues with another spade because he knows his king is dead anyway. The thing is that West will not have a spade when he comes in with the ace of diamonds. And declarer still has the spade stopped. We've ruined the defender's communications by not going up with the queen or jack of spades at trick 1. And East has got to do his bit in defence if declarer does do that. If spade lead up with the queen or jack, East has got to not cover it. He's got to hope that his partner can get the lead and play a second spade while he's still got an entry with the king of diamonds. Okay, do we have any questions or comments on board 1? I don't know how many people made it, but only 2 tables in play. No, we don't know. Okay, no questions, no comments. We will go on to board 2. Board 2, and again we have a competitive auction. We get 2 passes to start with. Oh, we love your questions, and they're never going to be stupid or irrelevant, as Sanya says, they're not. You know, you ask because you're not sure about something. 1 spade, 2 hearts over call, partner bids 2 spades. And 4 spades. I sort of part watched 1 table and I didn't understand how the clubs were played in the early part of the game because by the time I watched it, there was nothing to it. Declarer had his tricks and he didn't really have a problem. But let's have a look and see what can happen. We get the lead of the king of hearts. Fairly obvious. Heart shows an odd number. Queen dropping rather tells North that he can't get any more. So, well, what are we going to switch to? Well, you know, probably a trump. We can continue with the second heart. It's possible partner's only got 2. Now, what's our plan? Well, look at these diamonds. We really do not want South to get the lead to play a diamond through our king. But how many tricks have we got? Well, we've taken 1 now. We've got 4 more spades, which is 5. And we've got 3 club tricks, which is 8. And we have a heart ruff, another heart ruff, which will be 9. So we've either got to make an extra club trick or we've got to hope that South has got the ace of diamonds. Somewhat unlikely, bearing in mind that it was North that made the overcall. But we have here the essence of a perfect, and I mean perfect, safety play. And how are we going to do it? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to put North in a position of having to either give us a trick, or we're going to make a fourth club trick because they're broken 3-3. And we do it like this. We won that trick. We're going to cross to dummy, trump. Now we're going to ruff that last heart. And if North has switched to a club save, but it did switch to a club, that's maybe how the club was played earlier. We're going to ruff this one. The point is that neither defender now can play a heart without giving a ruff and discard. So we're going to draw the last trump. Or two. And here comes the magic bit. We're going to play the ace of clubs. Now a club to the queen. See what's coming next. We play a third club. When the 9 is played, we put the 10 on and we claim. Because if North has got the jack of clubs, then the suit is broken 3-3 in the clip. We're making that king of clubs and he's end played. He's either got to give us a heart, which will give us a ruff and discard. We'll throw a diamond away from dummy and ruff it in our hand, and then we'll only lose 2 diamonds and a club. And if the club wins, if Jeff South has got the jack of clubs, then we have our 10th trick anyway. We'll simply throw a diamond away on the king of clubs. So we don't care whether that 10 of clubs wins or loses. If it wins, then we've got 10 tricks. We'll simply throw a diamond on the king of clubs, which is what's going to happen here. If it had lost, then North would be end played, would either have to play the diamond round to our king, which would be our 10th trick, or give us a ruff and discard, and that will mean our 10th trick. We'll only have 2 diamond losers. So either way, we are now going to claim our 10 tricks. Now, why are such plays so difficult to spot? Because they are. I know they are. If I was to give that hand to the vast majority of my students, they would not get it right. They would try the clubs and they would find that they weren't 3-3, and then they'd try a diamond to the king, and that wouldn't work either. And they would go down and they wouldn't realise that they could have done anything better. But this combination, ace king 10x opposite queen to 3, or ace queen 10x opposite king to 3, something like that, then always be aware, if I take this finesse and it loses, is it to my advantage? If the answer is yes, then you may well be in a similar situation to what we can see here. Okay, that's board 2. Any questions or comments on board 2 then, please? No, you're all keeping very quiet. Okay. Board 3 coming up. Export table. And the auction this time is uncontested, starting with after 2 passes, North bids a spade. It goes 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 spades. So we will just bid 4 spades. Sanya's waiting to see board 4 because she can't see how it makes, she says. Well, we'll get there in a minute, Sanya. Here's 4 spades. On board 3. The lead is the jack of hearts. And I watched Silvo play this hand and he played it absolutely perfectly. I saw Glynis play part of it, and Glynis Glynis can't see what she could have done. Okay, well, let's count our tricks. Glynis in particular, because this is something you don't do enough of, Glynis. You don't count your tricks. Because if you count your tricks and realise how many more you want, then the answer may stare you in the face. Let's have a look. We've got 6 spade tricks. We've got 1 heart trick with 7, and we have 2 diamond tricks. That's 9. So we need 1 more trick. Okay. Well, one possibility is that we could play the 6 of hearts towards the queen and hope that the king is with east, and then the queen will be our 10th trick. That is one possibility, 50% or thereabouts. Can we do any better? Oh yes, of course we can. What everybody misses, apart from Silvo didn't miss it, Silvo got it dead right straight away. We can make a club ruff in dummy, can't we? We've only got 2 clubs in dummy, we've got 3 in our hand, and provided the opposition can't take the trumps away from us, doesn't matter if we lose 2 clubs as long as we can ruff the 3rd one. Right, so okay, club ruff is what we're going to aim for, but we still have to be careful. Right, we're going to put the queen on because that's really our best chance of making a trick with it. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you how not to play it. First of all, we're going to play a spade to the 8 so that we can lead towards our king of clubs. What does East do now? He says, I think you were trying to get a club ruff. I'm going to try and stop that. And he plays another spade. Player wins. Plays a club. And East has got to be careful. If he plays the 7, his partner will have to overtake it. And then he hasn't got a spade to lift, so he's going to play the jack. Clearly, Declarer hasn't got the queen, partner's got it. And now another spade. What happens now is Declarer has the same 9 tricks. Well, he can play a heart if Declarer hasn't played one yet, provided he recognises the 10 of hearts. But he can certainly do that. But far safer for East to realise that North can't have the queen of clubs, otherwise he'd have cashed it and then ruffed one. So partner's got it, and he wants to play the trump. So he takes it and plays the trump. And now North, he hasn't got enough tricks now. He's got 3 more spades and two diamonds and 2 more losers. So that way lies defeat. Let's put it back to the table. And we'll just bid 4 spades again by 2 passes. Here's the interesting part, is that we don't need that king of clubs as a trick. This hand would be a heck of a lot easier if that king of clubs was the 4 or the 2. I'll save it as a loser. I'll do that again for you in a minute, Sonia. All right, okay. In fact, we'll do it again now. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Jack of hearts, queen, king, 8. You went to dummy. Love. I wonder how a cake and eat it. East is wide to this one. He plays a spade. Still hoping for a club ruff. So we play the jack because we don't want partner to win it. Now we play another spade. Declarer can only go 1 down. So we've claimed it now. Now we'll put it back again. You're very welcome. Okay. And we'll put it back to the table again. This time we'll make it properly. We don't need that king of clubs as such, as a trick. If it makes a trick, that would be our 10th trick anyway, but we don't need it and we can't afford it, because what's going to happen is that the opposition will stop us getting our ruff if they're awake. Okay, so here we go with the heart again. It doesn't really matter which one you played. In fact, Silver played the king of clubs, but it didn't matter. Each gave it a wistful look. House Declarer really got the queen behind it. Now switches to a trump, which is probably as good as anything. Another club. Same thing again. He knows his partner. Probably hasn't got a trump left. Another trump. And here's our club ruff that nobody could stop us getting. Now we're going to play a diamond back to hand. Draw the outstanding trump. We will simply concede a heart. I'm going to give the opposition one more trick. This way we make our 10 tricks. So club ruff was our 10th trick, and we couldn't afford the luxury of trying to promote the king of clubs hoping West has got the ace. Because if he hasn't, East, if he's awake, will switch to trumps and he'll win the second club and play a third trump, and now we don't have a trump left to ruff the club. We can afford to play the clubs from hand. Looks a bit peculiar, but we get our 10th trick that way. 6 spades, 2 diamonds is 8, 1 heart is 9, and 1 club ruffing dummy is going to be 10. Okay. Do we have any questions or comments or anything else on board 3? Okay, here comes board 4, the one that Sanya's been waiting for. And it looks impossible, we know. The auction goes 1 club, 1 spade, 4 spades. So we'll give you the auction. That's how the auctions go these days, but these are quite old auctions. And the opening lead we were given was the Jack of Diamonds. Dummy. And we play a club to the I suppose trump to the hand. And oh dear, we get the bad news. South has got trump. Now, how does that affect us? Well, we've got 4 spade tricks, 3 heart tricks, that's 7, and 3 diamond tricks, if they all stand up. But when South has got 5 spades, well, it doesn't look likely that all those tricks are going to stand up. What are we going to lose? Well, we're going to lose 2 clubs, and 3 clubs rather. Can't afford to lose anything else, so we can't afford to lose a spade. Right, well, we need a little bit of luck, but we need to find out, first of all, what's our plan going to be? Well, we're going to cash 2 top diamonds, so we've got one already. We'll cash a second top diamond, and then we can play 2 top hearts, and then we can cross back to hand and see what happens when we play the Queen of Diamonds. Because if that stands up, what will we throw from dummy? Well, throwing a club from dummy won't help in the slightest. But throwing one of those top hearts from dummy will, because it means that we can actually rough a spade, rough a heart high. And if the diamond gets roughed, we can over rough and draw the trumps, and we'll have enough tricks anyway. So that's going to be our plan. We're going to play a diamond to dummy. Now, 2 top hearts, because we need South to have at least 2. Now we're going to play a trump to hand. Lead the queen of diamonds. Now, how many tricks have we got? We've got 6. The queen of diamonds will be 7, but we still only got 2 spade tricks, is 9. If the queen of diamonds stands up, which it does, we throw the queen of hearts away on it. And now we can rough a heart high. Doesn't matter what South throws, he can throw a club. Doesn't really matter. We're going to rough it, one of these 2. Now we can catch the queen of spades and we still have the king of spades. And if we go back a trick or 2 to the point where we led the queen of diamonds, and you have to imagine this because I can't change the cards. But if at this point South doesn't follow but he roughs instead, then we over rough. But now South has only got 2 trumps, and we still have the 10. We can come back to hand and draw his other trumps. That's need to keep a high trump in hand rather than the small one. But you see the principle. Once this queen of diamonds stands up, now we don't expect the queen of hearts to stand up now, but we don't need it to. We can throw it away. Sanya says, isn't that clever? Now it doesn't matter what South does now. We have 10 tricks. Okay. Rubbing eyes, Sanya. Yeah, okay. I don't know how many people got that because I have to leave the tables I was watching to come and set up this table, so I don't know who played it or whether they got it right or whether they went off or whatever. I think that's probably the most difficult hand out of the 4, but I don't think any of them were particularly easy. But it's an interesting hand, isn't it? Takes a bit of looking at. Do we have any questions or comments on this board, on board 4? No. Okay. Well, that's the 4 boards that we had this evening. It is counterintuitive, but it's the same thing as I told you before, Glynis. Count your tricks. And well, if you expect the 3rd heart to stand up, then you're hoping that South has got well, either only 3 diamonds or 4 diamonds and only 1 club. But you don't need it. But it's difficult to three. We don't tend to think about throwing away winners in order to rough a loser, do we? But here, if we don't throw it away, South will rough it instead, and then we will still be 1 off. Okay. Must say I'm a little disappointed. Again, we only have 2 tables playing here tonight. I know last week the event was cancelled because we didn't have enough. I have to say, in all honesty, if you want this event to keep going, it's got to be better supported. Because Alan and I, we both put in a lot of work preparing these hands and making sure we know what we're doing with them and explanation for them. So if you want to keep seeing hands of this type that you can tackle and get a discussion about afterwards, then we need to get people that are prepared to play them. And I know it's a common thing. People, they think, I don't want to make a fool of myself. You don't make a fool of yourself. If you knew the answers to these, you'd be representing the USA or whatever. So, we don't expect you to know all the answers. What we do, we hope that you'll learn a little something by watching us try to explain the answers to you. Okay, now Sanya's asking me tomorrow night, starting at about 7:45, Alan will be in the ACO lesson room. He will, everybody's welcome to attend. The hands are not prepared or dealt or anything in any particular way. They're just random hands. You can sit down and play with your regular partner. If you have a regular partner that you play, you can play whatever systems you want to. And Alan, up until about 9 o'clock, will offer his comments on both the bidding and the play and the defence and all the rest of it. I will join him at around about 9 o'clock, and I will take over from him then. I will go forward and go on then till about 10:15, something like that, doing exactly the same thing. But very much, you're all very welcome if you wanted to. And on a Thursday night, Alan has a session after his Thursday night tournament, so that's around about 9:45 UK time, when he will be discussing, I think, how to bid the big hands, I think was what he was discussing the last time I asked him. So everybody is welcome to those. And he does have a routines that will deal, not hands that he knows, but which they will deal them in accordance with what he wants them to show, what sort of pattern he wants, whether he wants big hands, little hands, singletons, voids, all the rest of it. He has quite a clever way of generating random hands that fit what he's trying to describe. So that's Tuesday and Thursday. I'm hoping that Alan will be here with you again next Monday, but I know he too is somewhat disappointed with the number of tables that the Dare is coming up with, and I know it's had to be cancelled last week. So anyway, thanks very much for listening to me.